Hey guys, wanted to share with y'all today a bread and butter item for me. It has been since I first started reselling, and I think this is a good item for beginners and for experienced eBayers if you still want to deal with this kind of stuff. If not, that's cool too. But definitely a good item for beginners that don't have a big bankroll. I still don't pass by these myself. I just think there's too much ROI, too much value there, and I kind of like the things anyway. So let me show y'all what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Sony Walkmans, and a lot of you guys probably already picked these up, and if you do, that's great. If not, maybe you could learn a little bit here. Uh, Pretty much would pick up any Walkman that you find for like 50 cents to $2. And a lot of times I'll check out the battery compartment. If it's really, really corroded, I'll leave it. If it's a little bit corroded or not corroded at all, I'll go ahead and pick up the Walkman. So before we get too far into this, I do want to mention that there is a very high fail rate with Sony Walkman. So I would say for me, it's probably been at least 50% fail rate. We're going to find out because I'm going to test quite a few today. So you'll be able to see what my actual fail rate is. Over the past, I'd say month, I've picked these Walkman up and I set them off to the side to do this video. So we're going to find out how successful this was. But the good thing about Walkman is even if they're not working, you could still sell them as parts and get, $7, $8. So let me show y'all first what I picked up. First, this is Sony Sports. And all the Walkman have, like on this one, hopefully I'll focus. This, I need to get a new webcam because this one sucks. But WMFS 191 is the model number on this one. So I picked this one up for 50 cents. Picked this model up here for $1. Picked this one up. This one and this one were in a free pile at a garage sale. They were in a free box. I looked at the garage sale, and then on the way out, I swiped these out of the free box. So that was pretty good. This doesn't have a price tag on it. I'm assuming I probably paid about $1 for this. And then finally, picked up this Discman for $1. So the Discmans, like the CD players, those I haven't found a very high fail rate. So this one may not work after I said that. But what we're going to do is we're going to test these out. We'll take a look at and test them out. If there's corrosion in them, then I'll clean that up with vinegar and a Q-tip. I'll show y'all that too. And we'll take a look at the actual value. So let's see, $1 here, $1.50, $2.50, and then I'll assume $1 on this one, $3.50 that I have into these $3.50 I have into these 6 units. So as you can already tell, not gonna be hard to get an awesome ROI as long as I'm hoping that half of these work. If half of them work, then I'll make really pretty good money. I'm not going to get rich, but it'll go pretty well. I also picked up another reason I've been kind of setting these off to the side. I didn't have a tape to test them with, and one of them that I picked up, this tape was in the box with it. This is a sealed cassette tape, Michael Feinstein, who I've never heard of, but it's sealed, so it'll be a good one to test with. And then finally, I just have a couple of AA batteries here, which is what most of these things take. So let me go ahead and let's get started testing. Okay, first Walkman up is this WMFX290 Walkman. And this one is interesting because the battery compartment here, it only has one battery. I don't know how. Must be some fancy engineering to make a Walkman run off of just one battery. I'm looking for the friggin' polarity here. Oh, it's on the side. Okay. So let me pop a battery in there, and I need to open up my cassette tape. Okay, got the tape open. We're going to just pop it in. I'm not sure if it's on the right side or not. And then I'm just going to use like a regular old pair of earbuds here to test it with. And hopefully I'll let y'all hear it when it works. I hope it works. Getting a readout, and I'm on the wrong side because it auto stopped. So that might be a good sign. That might mean the motor is actually turning. You can see it says tape on it. Don't hear anything yet. Oh, now I do. Okay, this one works. I don't know what the hell I'm listening to. Sounds like fireworks. So, all right, cool. So this one works. Then you just want to test, of course, the fast forward. Traveling in. Rewind works, and then finally, on this model, I just want to test FM, AM stereo. So yeah, this works fine. Get radio off. Radio and cassette. So this one's good. Okie doke. Next one that's up is this Sony Sports Walkman model FS191. WM-F FS191. These are kind of cool because they actually have like a weather seal. You have to open this, and then this opens, and there's like a rubber gasket around to protect from moisture. Okay, now this one, guys, whenever I first tried it out, it didn't work. See this little battery light up top? That wasn't lighting up at all. And I didn't see any corrosion, but there's probably a small layer of oxidation over the contacts because whenever I opened the battery compartment up and spun the batteries around a little bit, then the little light came on. Excuse me. So, you know, double check and make sure you're making good contact. So what I'm going to have to do with this one is, even though there's no corrosion, I'm still going to clean the contacts up a little bit. I might have to bend them out a little bit to make sure they're springy enough to really push the batteries in good. This one's going to take a little fiddling, but you can hear that it is working. So that is good. So yeah, this one works too. Okay, so far we are 2 for 2. That's not bad. I'm going to test this little, it's a Mega Bass FX195 model now, and contacts are clean in the battery compartment. That is good. I'll drop the batteries in real quick. And let's give her a test. And the reason for the high fail rate on these is simply just the motor, not the motor itself, but the belts. The belt, like, probably dry rots, gets brittle, breaks, whatever. And they just don't last. I've got another winner. So there, that one's working too. Just gotta test the radio, and then we'll be good. And the radio functions very seldom. I mean, as long as you're getting power to the unit, as long as there's not a problem in the battery compartment, radios just about always function because they're solid state. No, guys, so far, 3 for 3. I've been getting really lucky so far. I can't tell you, like, I think at one point I had 5 in a row that I picked up at garage sales that were bad. And, you know, I would either list them as parts as is or toss them out at that point. Just depends on the value of them. So we're going to try this WM-F43 model now. This one right here. This one's kind of funky. It's got like the design on this one is not good, Sony. A lot of stuff was like this during the 80s, though, a certain part of the 80s. But this has like a graphic equalizer on it and stuff. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't love it. Anyway, battery compartment looks relatively clean. Let's give it a shot. See what's up. Okay, we got a loser. All right, whenever I hit play, hopefully you guys can hear this. I'll hold it over by the mic. Battery lights up. Motor is spinning and grinding or something. But the spindle's not turning. So, we got a loser. Still want to check the radio out. Radio works. So, this will be listed as is parts, radio works, cassette player doesn't. So, okay, the last cassette Walkman I have to test is this WM-AF65. And it's the nicest looking little unit. I mean, it's got, look, these little preset buttons, all kind of controls. And then even a bunch of controls up top. So hopefully this one, I can get this one to work. The only bad thing is we have corrosion. So let's go take a look at that. Okay, so let's take a look at this Walkman. And what I initially thought was corrosion, now I'm thinking I mistook that for, you see these foam little pads here in the battery compartment? I see the same stuff on the battery, so I think the foam just broke down. But let me pop these out. Take a look. Might have been a false, no, ooh, there is corrosion. Look, you can see the corrosion caked on right there. And that's going to be a pain in the butt to get all the way back there to clean this corrosion out. But I'll show you guys what I do it with. And I'll have to think about whether I want to clean this or not. Okay, so if you see these flakes right here, that's definitely corrosion. I can't really show you the contacts on the inside here. They're the spring type. Over here on this side, these are actually clean. I can see these, and these are actually pretty clean looking too, which is odd. I think I could probably hit them. Yeah, I can hit them with this Q-tip, so I'll go ahead and do that now. But let me talk about what I use. For cleaning corrosion, you want to use either distilled white vinegar, like this Lady's Choice stuff here, or if it's all you have, you can use this apple cider vinegar. So I'll go ahead and I like to use the white. It just seems like it's cleaner. It won't leave as much residue. So just get a healthy amount on your Q-tip. And this is not ideal because I can't show you the stuff working. But I'm just going to work it as well as I can. You should be able to hear that spring kind of bouncing around. All up in that spring. And then we'll kind of clean the plastic up a little bit too. And I'll hit these just for the heck of it. And I wish I had a little better example here, guys. But this vinegar, if you have corrosion on contacts and you can actually see the corrosion in front of you, the vinegar will literally eat it away. And what you may want to do is to follow that vinegar up with some isopropyl alcohol. I use 91% here because it evaporates faster. You know, they have like, you can get like 50% or whatever percentage you want. But I like using the 91%. The higher the concentration of alcohol, the the less moisture you're going to have afterwards. It'll dry up faster. So that's why I use this. But you can come back and clean it up with that if you like. So yeah, this was not like the best demonstration, but this is what I use though. And then of course you want to keep some paper towels handy for cleanup too. So let me go try this little Walkman out now. Okay, we're back over here with the Walkman, and we'll drop the batteries in, and let's see what happens. Y'all can hear the motor's turning, and we're getting that weird noise again. Probably a bad belt, unfortunately. So, but that's just the way it is, right? That's the way it is. Radio. Okay, so I got the radio tuned up.
Therapy instead. We hope you don't need us.
So no issues with the radio. So this is going to be another parts only unit. Radio only working. So that kind of sucks. So now we've got 3 good, 2 half good where the radio works, and then finally we're going to test this little Discman. Okay, so we got the Discman. What model is this? DE3101. No, DE301. And I got the batteries in and everything. I've got some Journey greatest hits loaded up. Let's see if it works. Okay, yeah, it works fine. Like I said, I have a pretty low fail rate on these. For whatever reason, I guess they're just made. Well, for one thing, they're newer than the Walkman usually, and they might be made better. Probably a direct drive motor instead of a belt drive or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, so this works. So we've got 4 working units and 2 non-working. So let's see what this stuff is worth. Okay, so I've got eBay loaded up here, and let's go ahead and start with the last thing we tested. This is a Discman DE3101. Let's see what that's worth. Sony D-E301. And there's currently 84 active. And in the last 90 days, 15 have sold. Not liking some of these numbers. $14.99 free shipping, $10 free shipping, tested works. Here's one that went for $29.99, tested. It looks like $12.50 tested, $4.99. That was an auction. $15 free shipping, $19.99 free ship. So probably gonna shoot for about the $15 level on that. So I'm gonna write these down as we go, so I can kind of keep track of what kind of monetary value we have here. Okay, so Discman is $15. Then we have the Sony Sports model WMFS191. So let me look that one up. WMFS191. 31 of these. Okay, these are the solds already here. Okay, so this one, $32.99. This comes with the headphones, and the headphones a lot of times can be pretty valuable. So you want to make sure you're not looking at those when it comes to trying to get a value. Here's one for $19.99 free ship. Here's one that went for $29.99 free ship. Here's one that went for $25 with the headphones. This is not the same model here. This one is for $14. Here's one for $22. I'm going to guess probably about $17 for that model there, for the one I have. So the next one is a FX195. And these are all tested working for me. FX195. Here are the solds. Wow, $32. Free ship. 22. I mean, the prices are all over the place. $22.99, 20, $22.95 free ship, 21 free ship, 12 free ship. Look, this is a cassette does not. FMAM work, cassette does not. So they sold that as parts basically. 15 free ship. I'm going to say this one, I'm trying to be conservative here, guys. I'm going to say $19. I'm being conservative, but I'm not going for the absolute lowest price I see stuff sold for, because you don't have to. A lot of times you can get, right there in the middle, or if you want to wait, even get the high end. So here's the last one we have that was actually working, FX290. Okay. $24.99, 20 free ship. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Like this one went for $24.99 without free shipping. This one went for 20 free shipping. So that's a spread of about, that's about a $10 difference in price on a fairly low priced item to begin with. $22.99 free ship, $24.99 free ship. So let's be conservative. And we'll say that that one's worth 20 bucks. Okay. And now we're going to do the two that aren't working 100%. The first one is this. What's the model number here? AF65. Okay. We have a WM AF65. Okay, this one is parts only, which is probably how I'm going to have to sell mine. Tape not working, makes noise but not turning. That's exactly what mine's doing. Probably just an old belt. Everything else radio is. Okay, so this one is basically like mine is. Look, here's one that went for $10 on auction. Here is one. Look at this. This is one that went as is parts repair. Battery port had batteries in it that deteriorated pretty bad. Let me see. See the original listing. Check it out. Took the batteries out and replaced them with new ones, but I cannot get unit to power on. Deep in the unit, can't get to it. Sold as is. So that one's really bad. That's like worst case. It's like got like corroded battery compartments. So now you don't even know if the cassette function would work. So they got $14.89. I'm gonna say mine's. I can get $11 for mine. $11, and all the prices I'm guessing. These are guesses. You don't know until it actually sells, right? The prices I'm guessing are not including shipping. Okay. So we got that one at 11, and then finally we have this. Wait, that's the one I just looked at. Finally, we have this chintzy looking one here. It's a WMF43. Okay, so looking up this WMF43. Wait, did I punch that? I must have punched that in wrong. No? Okay, here we go. There's one. Let me go to sold. Look, there's somebody selling the belts. The belts are such a common problem. Look at this one, vintage refurbished, which I'm guessing just means new belts. $88.20. This must be a little older model Walkman here. I'm curious to see what they say is refurbished. Has new belts and has been tested and working. Very good condition. Okay, so basically the guy put new belts in it, and I'll be honest, guys, like, and it's still got the standard scuffs and scratches you would expect. I think there's actually a market for just buying like as is units. And if you could learn to put the belts in them, I think you could make some pretty decent money if you did, dealt with the right models. Look at this, $88.20. Set of belts. Look, this one uses 2 different belts, but it can't be that hard. Look, it's just 2 belts. You got to probably take the cover off, and that's it. Here's one that went for $20 free ship. Let's see what the listing says. Pre-owned, good working condition. Batteries not included. Wow, so to me that looks like they undersold that one. Look, here's one that they sold refurbished for $100 free shipping. 5503, $69.95. Works, cuts out often. Works and sounds great. Here's one as is. Okay, those aren't the same models. So given the fact this is a little tough because there's not a ton of comps here. Let me see what the active listings are looking like. Here's one for $25.95. Let's see if, it's in rough condition. But let's see if it works. Some signs of wear, have no cassettes to test with. Radio works. Okay, so that's an as-is unit. Look, this is international here. So, look, all these are international down there. So there's no other ones. Here is one. Tape, radio works great. Tape does not. So I'm thinking that I should be able to get for that unit as is $20. My radio works, the tape does not. So I'm going to price that at $20, which I think is actually a little aggressive. And I think I'll get that. So the total I have here for the 6 units, 15, 32, 51, 71, 82, that's $102. And realistically, I think you could process, by process I mean test and photograph and list all these units. 2 hours I think is plenty of time, and gonna make about $100 gross. After you pay fees and everything, you're probably going to be looking at about $85 profit gross that you can make in a couple of hours. And I think my numbers are pretty conservative. I didn't go for high end or anything like that. So good beginner, or good cheap bread and butter type product in general. Sony Walkmans. If you have any questions, guys, ask them in the comments down below, and either I will answer or somebody else that is watching will answer. So hope y'all enjoyed the video, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.